So much pain! So much pain!
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears reaction. And the Bears lose to drop the 1-2. The Bears lose again, 21-16 on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Tough watch. Bears fall back late, but another lane, another loss. So it's a lot I want to get into, though. It's a lot I want to get into with this team. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Okay, so where do I start with this game? Oh yeah, the Bears offensively is still a headache.
Squidward!
Offensively, the Bears are still a headache. Now, if you're looking statistically wise from this Bears offense, you got 395 yards of total of offense, which looks good on paper. But, and then on top of that, you got 26 first downs. But when you're talking about this Bears offense, eye test wise, still doesn't meet the threshold. Now, I will be the first one to tell you guys, I was one of those people that told everybody to start to be patient with this Bears offense. It's not going to be clicking right away. It's not going to be clicking right away. Granted, some of my patience is still there, but damn it, I am not going to lie. My patience is starting to run very, very thin with this Chicago Bears offense. And the main reason I say that this patience is running thin, I think it's all of the elements of this offense. I can't just blame one part of this offense. I can't just blame Caleb. I can't just blame Shane Waldron. I can't just blame the offensive line. It is the entire damn unit. The entire unit of this Bears offense leaves me a little bit worried. And I will say worried. And the reason I do say worry is, you look at Caleb Williams' stats, yeah, 363 yards passing, 2 TDs, but those 2 interceptions. And then on top of that, you throw the ball with him 52 times.
That is blasphemous.
I don't care what quarterback you have, especially a rookie quarterback. You're not going to win football games, very many, having to throw the ball 52 times a game. And then on top of that, you cannot effectively run the football against the team without DeForest Buckner. And they let up over 200 rushing yards the last 2 weeks, which tells you a little bit of a pattern that they are not going to stop and run, and you still cannot run the football very effectively. DeAndre Swift, only 13 carries for 20 yards, and he lost a few of those yards on that goal line situation, which I will get into. I'm going to get into that. And I've always been the one that Roschon Johnson and Khalil Herbert should have been seeing the field a little bit more. And we've seen what Roschon Johnson can do. He's a very physical runner, strong, and he's always going to fall forward. They should have been playing him a little bit more than what they have. And we're talking about schematically wise, at least from what I saw in this ball game with this Bears offense, is that they did not attack the one part of this cover 2 zone defense. They did not attack the middle of the field.
That is blasphemous.
When you have a cover 2 zone defense, there are holes in the middle of the field that you can take advantage of this defense. They did not do it.
That is blasphemous.
They didn't run the football effectively, and they did not attack the middle of this defense, which Kmet, you seen when they did attack it, he had a very good game. 10 catches, 97 yards. When you do attack the middle of the defense and you do expose the hole in the defense that gets you to change the defensive coverage as a defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, it gets you to change a few more things, and it opens up a little bit more on the outside because you've been attacking them over the middle and you've been beating them over the middle. The Bears didn't do that.
Tinkleberg.
They didn't run the football effectively again.
Squidward!
And you would have thought the change with Nate Davis to Evan Pryor would have helped. No, wrong. Interior of this Bears offensive line is still a problem. It is still a damn problem.
That is blasphemous.
And the play calling on Shane Waldron, I'll get to that a little bit later, the man goal line situation that I'm really pissed off about. When you're not able to scheme a run game to defeat the weakness of this Colts team, you're playing right into their hands.
Tinkleberg.
Then on top of that, Caleb Williams, some of his throws were a little bit off. We seen that the first pass of the game, the throw was off. Then when you're talking about this Caleb Williams accuracy, he overthrew a very good amount of balls. He has a tendency to overthrow the football. When he has receivers where if he places it in their vicinity, they can come up with the catch. Now, the first interception is, I'm going to say that's Caleb.
Squidward!
Because when you have an out route, especially a sideline route, a sitting route, once you make the decision not to throw that football, you don't revisit that again and you throw that football.
That is blasphemous.
Which allowed Jaylon Jones, who had both the interceptions, which allowed Jaylon Jones to, number one, jump and attack the route and come up with the football. And it could have been a pick six if he did not stay in bounds. If he did not step out of bounds, that's a pick six. You don't throw that football. The second interception, he kind of threw it in double coverage. And also Odunze had the football, but he couldn't hold on to it, which has been another problem with some of these receivers, is dropping the football. Caleb Williams, I was one that was telling you guys to be patient. It's not going to happen right away. And this is proven. It's going to take time, but it's one thing to have the stats, but it just don't look right. He got sacked 4 times, and some of that was him holding the football a little bit too long. He's trying to make a play. I get it, but sometimes you just got to eat the play, try to get some scrap ramble and get some yards. I know that's not in his game. Well, I'm not going to say it's not in his game. I know that's something he doesn't want to do, but if it's nothing there, you have to take off and run the football, damn it. Take off and run the damn ball. And another thing that I've seen with this Bears offense, they have been out of sync a lot. These first 3 games, this Bears offense has been out of sync a lot. And when we're talking about this Bears team as a unit and the complementary football, the mistakes that the Bears made on offense and special teams cost them this game. The first interception led to points. The mistake on the offsides encroachment on the punt unit where the Bears defense had them off the field led to points. The interception again by Jaylon Jones led to points. So we're talking about a Bears team as in they made too many mistakes.
Tinkleberg.
They made too many mistakes. Now the penalty is going to say the Bears only have 4 penalties, but the mistakes that they made throughout this ball game cost them. The mistakes that they made on offense with the bad timing, with the goal line mishap, with the interceptions, with the strip sack fumble, which is crazy that you have 2 tight ends blocking a pass rusher, especially in a passing situation.
That is blasphemous.
Come on now. Mercedes Lewis and Cole Kmet were on that block, and he lied to, I'll give him credit, beat right through it, strip sack fumble. That led to touchdown. When we're talking about this Bears offensive unit, there were things, I will give it, there were things from this Bears offensive unit that it gave me a sense of promise. One, when the weapons are involved and when time is there and they are open, they can have things happen. But the problem is they cannot run the football to set up some of those play action, to set up some of those bootlegs, because the threat of running the football is not there. And that's been a problem these first 3 weeks. The Bears just cannot effectively run the football at all.
That That is blasphemous.
I get the offensive line the blame for that. I give the play calling and the design for Shane Waldron the blame for that because they run a lot outside. I've seen them run too many times in the outside. Well, granted, the offensive line can't block inside, but this is also a team that was without DeForest Buckner and they still couldn't effectively run the football.
That is blasphemous.
Which would, I think, open up so much more in this offense if you were able to effectively run the football. They just didn't do it. 28 runs to 52 passes, especially against a team that let up 200 yards in offense, 200 yards rushing, the past 2 weeks. You only run for 53 yards. 53 yards? 53 yards? Well, 63 yards, Damn shame.
Dinkelberg.
Complimentary football is key in this game because I think if some of those mistakes and interceptions doesn't happen, Bears win this game. Bears create turnovers on their own with the Tremaine Edmunds interception at the goal line off the tip pass by Sanborn, and then the Jaylon Johnson interception, which was thrown right to him, and the Bears were unable to capitalize on either one of those drives. So the Bears did create turnovers. The Bears did make the Colts offense make mistakes. But the problem, the Bears defense today, is that they did not slow down Jonathan Taylor effectively enough. Now, he had 23 carries, 110, 2 TDs. The Bears did not slow down the running game effectively enough, timely enough in this ballgame. They did slow down some of the big players. They still had some that Anthony Richardson has. They did run the QB runs effectively, or really much at all in this ballgame. They did get to him. They only sacked him once, but it's just the fact that it's a typical Bears game because too much defense, no offense.
That is blasphemous.
They did score twice late, but by then it was almost too little too late for the Bears to try to catch up in this ball. When you have a defense like the Bears, and they have one of the more stout defenses in the NFL, but when you're getting put in bad situations by the offenses and ineffective lists to move the football or the offense making mistakes, there's only so much as a defense that you can do to really make stops. They did make some red zone stops. They did make some 3-and-out stops. They did get turnovers. It's just the fact of this offense doesn't capitalize on some of the mistakes the Bears defensively take advantage of. So when we're talking about this particular game, still a lot to be corrected. I'm still having some type of hope of patience with this offense, but it's wearing very, very damn thin. And speaking of this offense wearing very damn thin, I'm going to get into this 4th and goal situation. Or the 4th, I think it was earlier in the first quarter, second quarter, where this offense runs 4 straight damn runs out of shotgun.
That is blasphemous.
Why? You run 4 straight times out of shotgun. And then the last play is a read option where Caleb Williams, as athletic as he can be, he's not a threat to run the football like a Lamar, like a Fields, like a Dak. He's not that good. He's not that. And you run a read option on 4th down out of shotgun, and it was in a pistol?
Squidward!
Why? I don't understand for the life of me. This Bears offense doesn't run under center much at all.
That is blasphemous.
We run too much shotgun. We don't see Caleb Williams under center enough. And that to me is an issue. That is an issue when we don't run under center. We're running so much out of shotgun that we can't effectively run the football, and we don't have the offensive line to really be stout, to be dominant anyway. So at the end of the day, there's only so much that you can do when you do not run under center at all. Offensively, this offense still needs work. And I was the one that tell everybody, it's going to take time, but it's losing wear and thin on me. Defensively, I'm proud of what this unit did with the most that they could do. And special team wise, we kind of killed ourselves with that encroachment penalty. And I think we got to get bigger plays out of our special teams game, or more game. I'm not going to say game-changing, game-defining, or whatever type of plays, but I think we can get more out of that. But the problem with this Bears offense is the same problem that we've been having over the years. Bad offensive line.
That is blasphemous.
We didn't make any investments in it, and it's costing us now.
Squidward!
You cannot win this in this league if you don't run the football effectively enough, and we can't do it right now. And I think that is one of the big reasons we got cost this ball game. Just couldn't run. Defensively, we made plays, but we were just on the field a little bit too much because the Colts was running the football very effectively today. And on top of that, our offense couldn't get of our own way. We couldn't get in sync. Even though we had Odunze with a good game, Kmet with a good game when they attacked the middle. DJ Moore had a solid game statistically wise. It's just, we can't get out of our own way as far as mistakes on offense. We are out of sync on offense. We can't. Caleb Williams has some poor decision making. We have bad offensive play calling, especially in that goal-to-goal situation in the red zone with 4 straight shotgun runs. This is tough. This is a tough one. A very winnable football game for the Bears. And what we had to do to win this ball game, we just didn't do it. If it goes like this is about to be another one. Long year.
Not like this.
So much pain! So much pain!